Hey team, Coach Stephanie here with your cool down of the week. We've got 5 stretches for you to go through. You are going to probably need a band for this today. As you get more comfortable with the stretch that requires the band, maybe you won't need it, but very helpful for the twisted lizard today. So that's the first one we're going to get into. So let's go ahead and first thing you're going to do, come into a kneeling position. You're going to get that band wrapped around the arch or the ankle of your right foot. Okay. Then you're going to take the band and just throw it over the opposite shoulder. Okay. So the right foot has the band and the left hand has the band over the shoulder. Okay. I'm going to take my left foot and step it forward. Okay. Now here's the extra tricky part. You're not going to pull your heel to your butt. You're going to let the band do it. So just let that foot relax and that leg relax and kind of fall against the band. Here, I'm going to then bring my right hand down. And then maybe you're already feeling a stretch, right? This is a pretty intense position, so maybe you're already feeling a stretch kind of right in the hip flexor. If not, we're going to use that band to help pull the heel forward a little bit more so you can get a bigger stretch out of it, okay? And again, that foot is really relaxed because when it's not and you're pulling your heel to your butt, your hamstrings might cramp just because of the tug of war between your hip flexors and the hamstrings. So as much softness as we can get in the back of the leg, that's going to help stretch the front of the leg a little bit easier. A couple more breaths here. Good. Now here, we're just going to allow that band to drop the foot all the way to the floor. Okay. And then we'll kick our hips back and start making our way towards the second side. You probably got a big old stretch in that front side of that left hip. Okay. So let's loop the band around the ankle of the left foot. Okay. And then before you step your right foot forward, let's just get the band into the right spot so it's over the right shoulder. Okay. And again, my left foot is just falling into the band. Okay. From here, I'm going to step my right foot into my lunge. And again, soft back leg. I'll put my left hand down. My hips are going to come down. And then maybe from here we stay, or we can pull that band a little bit more to bring the heel closer to the butt. And we'll just kind of hang out here. Couple more breaths. Good. All right. Slowly release the band, release the foot. Then we'll bring the hips back. And then you're just going to unwind yourself from the band, and we can put that band off to the side. And then we're going to come onto our back for a reclined glute stretch. So we lay all the way back. We're going to start with our left foot planted on the floor, and then the right foot goes over and above that left knee. And then from here, we can get into this a couple ways. So your left knee can come towards your chest, and that can pull the right shin forward for you to feel that glute stretch. And then you can kind of thread the hand through and kind of grab for the back of the left thigh or the left shin. Now, maybe you feel too much or too little here. So another option would be to grab your right foot and your right knee, and just use the leverage of the arms to pull gently towards you. Good. Go ahead and release that into the second side. So now your right foot comes down, left foot's going to go over and above that right knee. And then we draw the right knee in. Either we're going to grab for the back of the right thigh and kind of hang out here, maybe the shin, or we grab our left foot and our left knee and we draw the shin towards the chest, create a little bit more pressure. And as always, you feel free to pause the video if you're in a stretch you really like, so you can spend a little bit more time there. Maybe one side needs more time than the other. It's always something to consider. All right, let's go ahead now and release. And we're going to come into downward facing dog. So just a quick little sit up and flip over to the hands and knees. And let's start with the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and then we're just going to tuck the toes. We're going to send those hips up to the sky. Now in our down dog here for a stretch, we're looking for a stretch through that whole backside. So first thing, we can just kind of pedal the heels. So one heel down, bend the opposite knee. And we're just going to go back and forth like that a couple times. Open up the calf muscles. Make this a little bit easier to stay in. Okay? And once you feel like the calf muscles got a little extra stretch, then we just draw both heels down. We push the floor away to create a little bit more length through the torso. And then we lift our hips up. And we're just going to hold here for a couple more breaths. Good. And on your exhale, you can just bring the knees down and come to sit on the shins. Okay. Now this might be a little bit too much for you today for whatever reason. You can always do the next two stretches or the next stretch kind of kneeling if that's better. Okay. Tricep stretch. I'm just going into a classic tricep stretch. So we're going to bring right arm up and over. And first thing, we're just going to kind of pull this right elbow towards the center. Okay. From here, I want you to lift the torso up a little higher. And then as you pull that right elbow in, we're going to lean over to the right a little bit more. So we're going to get that stretch to go from the triceps to travel towards the armpit and down the side body, all connected. Good, bringing that torso up. Just a little shake out of the arms, and then we'll go into the second side. This time, left elbow bends. First thing, pull that left elbow in towards the center a little more. Now we lift our chest, and then as you continue pulling, then you're going to lean, and that stretch is going to creep down from triceps, adding to the shoulder and maybe even side stretch there. Good. And coming up. And then last one we're going to go into is a bicep stretch. So we're going to go into a reverse tabletop. I really like this because not only do we get the biceps, we also get front of the shoulder, and this whole chain is connected. Okay, so we're going to sit flat on our bottom, feet flat on the floor, and then hands are going to go behind you, fingers, hips facing the heels. First thing I want you to do is kind of squeeze the shoulder blades together and you puff up your chest. From there, we're going to straighten the arms. Maybe you already feel your biceps. Great, stay. If not, we can kind of lift the hips up a little higher and then shift the weight towards the heels. Now we're going to feel a big stretch through those biceps, maybe even front of the shoulder. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let those hips come down. You might find that for this next one, we can make it a little bit more relaxed, where squeeze the shoulder blades, straighten the arms, and now maybe hips can come forward so that you're still feeling the stretch, but without holding yourself up. And we're going to be in our last stretch here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and release. As always, thank you for joining me for the cool down of the week, and I will see you next time.